Where I'm sitting right here, there used to be a fair, Stourbridge Fair, and it was founded first in the year 1211, long time ago. Now, I've been thinking about someone called Isaac Newton. He was a student here in Cambridge, and he used to come to this fair when he was very young, and he used to buy things. And once somebody offered to sell him something that he called prisms. But in actual fact, they were what we would now call prisms, that you can see light come through and get bent. And he was rather fascinated by that. And what else do we know Isaac Newton for? We know that story about the apple. He saw an apple fall out of a tree. Some say it fell on his head. And he started to think about, why would an apple fall out of a tree and land on the ground? There must be some kind of force or something that almost like captures the apple. And that's what we now know as gravity, of course. And then I thought, well, I could write a poem about this. I could write a poem about Stourbridge Fair and Isaac Newton coming to the fair, but what if Isaac Newton was still alive? Or maybe it's his ghost, and he comes up to somebody at Stourbridge Fair and asks for some apple pie. Apples, apple pie, I'm getting there, apples. And he has a conversation with this person. Perhaps the person's a ghost as well. It's like the whole ghost of Stourbridge Fair. That's the way we people who write poems and stories, it's how we think, isn't it? So there's the ghostly encounter. We've got Isaac Newton, and he's talking to someone at the fair, and he's thinking about apples and where they come from and who they belong to. And after all, over there is a common. That means it belongs to anybody. You might just be able to see in the far distance, maybe not today, but there's some cows, and they're allowed to graze on there. And so Isaac Newton's thinking about all these things, and apples falling out of trees, and prisms that he calls prisms. And I wrote what's called a monologue. A monologue is where one person is talking. It's like one person's speech. And it goes like this. Stourbridge Fair, a monologue. A meeting with a stranger. The stranger starts talking. Excuse me, sir, your apple pie looks good. I have a knife. You seem not keen to share. Is pie so rare, you think? One man, one pie? Come, what if we always thought like that? How can you be so sure the apple is yours? Did it not once grow on an orchard tree whose roots went deep into the ground below where water trickled in from round about? Whose water was helping that apple grow? Whose sun on that apple made it ripen? When late summer your apple blushed and fell, who did that? What invisible hand pulled it to the ground? Not you, I think. Yet you seem to say the pie is yours, all yours. And now you offer me a crusty slice. I would say yes, but now it feels as if I've begged, and I always say that nothing asked for tastes as good as something given. Just think, the earth doesn't ask for apples. We don't ask for the sun. Its heat and light are gifts freely given. All we need do is give thanks and make use of what's arrived. Perhaps I'll have just one small piece, good sir. Yes, it's good. Nigh on as good as one I had some 350 years. No matter. Please let me repay you fair. A market man sold me two little things. He called them prisms, which will capture light. But I've not found the light he talked about. I see no light inside the glass. Rather, I see it pouring through like grains of sand. I must leave you. It's late. Before I go, haven't you ever wondered why or how an apple always falls straight down and not curving or flying back up in the air? Do you think it's why we sat so long here without floating away, as if we were fallen apples lying still on the ground, as if the ground itself had captured them? Do you know, someone once gave me a name, a corpuscularianist. He said, Thank you again, sir, for the apple pie. Enjoy the prisons. Did I get that right? A little word about the rhythm. I'll read you that first line. Excuse me, sir, your apple pie looks good. Now that's a rhythm that has got a name. The name is iambic pentameter. But it's simpler to remember that it goes like this. Look at my hand, 5 fingers. Today, 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 today. That's iambic pentameter. Ti-tum, 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 ti-tum. Let's go back to that first line. Excuse me, sir, your apple pie looks good. I have a knife you seem not keen to share. Now, I didn't read it like that because that's very boring. But if you write like that, somehow or other it gives a bit of dignity to the way you write. You can write it in a spoken voice, the way I did, but also it just gives it a bit of a shape and a bit of a, as if somehow or other you're saying something that's quite important. And all that comes from is today, 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 today. 5 feet it's called, 5 feet. And each foot is called an iamb. So there we are. That's the way I wrote that poem. I'll have to go and pick it up now. And one other little thought, did it sound at all familiar to you, that ti-tum, 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 ti-tum? You know who wrote a lot like that? William Shakespeare. He didn't always get it dead right though. So sometimes he kind of added bits or bits fell off the end. So think of the most famous line in Shakespeare, to be or not to be, that is the question. To be or not to be, that is the question. It's a bit of a beat too many there. Give you another one. I know you all and will a while uphold. I know you all and will a while uphold. Ah, he was regular on that one. So Shakespeare's speeches by these people like Hamlet and Macbeth and Julius Caesar, King Lear, all those speeches are in that today, 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 today. So there we are. It's been around for a long time.